Hi everyone! In today's video, we'll be discussing how to present realistic relationships in your manga or light novel. I hope you enjoyed today's video and it helps you to turn your manga into a masterpiece. So what makes a manga or light novel relationship feel realistic and believable? When you're creating your book, it's really important to make sure that any relationships feel believable for your audience so that they can root for these characters and want to see their story through. First of all, it's important to give them a reason to be around each other. Giving them a purpose together can make it feel more meaningful when you bring them together throughout the story. In this instance, you might give them a certain quest, a goal, or even something that they need to do together. For example, if the story is set in school, maybe they've got to do a school project together and this forces them to spend more time together. If you put your characters in a situation where they have to spend more time together, it will make it more meaningful and believable when these characters do end up getting to know each other throughout the story and eventually end up in a relationship later on in your book. You also want to give them similarities and differences. So give them some traits that are similar and also traits that are different. For example, they might both be confident people, that's the similarity, but one character is very stubborn and one character is very kind. Giving them some similarities will show how these characters can work well together, but also giving them some differences will show how they contrast each other, and it will make those traits feel more believable and stand out more in each of those characters. I also recommend you show how they care rather than tell it. Showing is more effective in presenting romance in a book rather than directly telling it. Describing how they feel through words can make it feel more unrealistic, and it can make more sense to instead show how the character feels through their actions. For example, when one character is sick, they might go out of their way to do something kind for them. This shows that they care without them directly stating it. So in order to present the connection in a realistic way, you want to ensure that you show it more rather than tell it. So avoid describing the character's feelings and having moments where they talk about and describe how they feel about the character. You can have these moments a little bit, but I do recommend using showing more and showing how the character cares through their actions, because I believe that their actions are going to speak louder than words. Make them reflect the traits that the other character does not have. The other character should present the traits in themselves that the other character does not have. This will highlight that character's major traits more effectively. By having each character show the traits that the other character does not have, it will help to contrast those traits, and it will also present those traits in a more stronger way so that it's easier for the audience to notice those traits in both of those characters. Ensure that their designs work well together. Their designs should work well together aesthetically so that they match together well in drawings and illustrations. Their outfits should look good when they are standing next to each other, and their colors should also match aesthetically. We can use the color wheel to help better understand colors that would work well together. So let's analyze this color wheel together. There are complementary colors, which are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. So this orange and blue and green and red, for example. And these colors are very bold and create a very bold look, which is why you will notice this green and red here. If we go back to the previous page, you will see how Kagome is wearing green and Inuyasha is wearing red. Those are complementary colors. And if you look at other characters in popular anime or manga, you will notice that their color schemes will usually, in many cases, be complementary colors. In other cases too, they may use analogous colors, which are colors that are beside each other on the color wheel. These colors here, or these colors here, and these colors here. And this also creates a very calm and peaceful effect. And you'll notice that many characters will also use these color schemes. You may also wish to use a triadic color scheme, which is colors in thirds on the color wheel. So colors like this, and also colors like this in thirds on the color wheel. You could also use colors in the same hue on the color wheel. So colors like this, but some shades might be a bit lighter and some shades might be a little bit darker. So by using the color wheel when you're creating your characters' designs, you can ensure that the designs stand out more and also become more eye-catching to your audience. Create romantic situations through non-romantic moments. creating romantic situations can sometimes feel a little bit forced, and instead it can be better to try and bring the romance in a more natural way through a non-romantic situation. This can also bring comedy to certain moments if your story calls for that. For example, a character is running late for school and they get there and find that the only person in class is the person that they like, and it turns out that there was a school trip and the others had to go to it, but they stayed to wait for the other character to get there. So while it's not necessarily a romantic situation, you bring romance to that non-romantic moment and turn it into a meaningful situation. In order to create a realistic relationship in your manga or light novel, I believe it's more important to find situations where you can sort of bring romance into the situation, rather than creating moments just for the romance alone, which may feel a little bit more forced and unrealistic. It is more meaningful and believable to find the romance in non-romantic situations, more so than creating a romantic situation that feels forced. Show how the characters are there for each other. Present how the characters are there for each other, whether through good or bad moments. They need to support each other, especially when times seem difficult. Showing how the characters are there for each other in their own way will make their connection feel more believable and also create that more meaningful moments in your story. Make them grow as characters together. Show who these characters are at the start of the story, and then throughout the story, show how they change as characters together. Characters should not remain the same as the story continues. Characters should change and develop alongside the story, and if you're presenting a relationship in your book, those characters should change throughout the story together. Even if those changes are in subtle ways, it makes sense for characters to change in small ways together and learn more from each other, and also through events that they need to go through together over the course of your book. So thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what kind of relationships you're creating in your book, because I would love to hear about it, and I'm sure other people would love to hear about it too. Feel free to chat with me on any of my social media at @MidnightXcross, because I always enjoy hearing from you. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!